So I can mark, Finnegan's still here. I know you all are wondering. He's tired. He likes being on my lap. I can mark the key phases of my life by the pets that were in my life at the time. So I have pictures of so many of them right behind me. Tippy was the dog of my early childhood. Freckles was the dog when we lived in Virginia. Pepito was my dog of our time in Spain. Bailey was my first dog, my first child as an adult, if you will. Astro was the dog of my kids' childhood. Their cats, Jack and Meg, brought us joy when my kids' teenage years were very difficult. And Finnegan and Fiona are the dogs of our time after the kids left the house. I can look at each of these pets and think about their unique personalities, what things in my life they saw me through, and how they uniquely brought me comfort and joy. Animals reinforce the interconnectedness that we all have and that we have with all beings in our world. We see how connected we are to nature and to all living creatures. Some of us have known animals who have saved our very lives. Sometimes that's a metaphor, and sometimes it's a literal fact. For so many of us, we are better human animals because we have known animals as part of our life stories. So before we bless the animals that are currently in our lives, I want to first recognize the pets from our histories. It is a sad fact of life that most pets do not live as long as we do. They come into our lives, they make an indelible mark, and then they continue to teach us as we help them leave this world, understanding a unique form of grief that happens when a pet passes. To the pets who have shaped us in our lives, we give thanks. And if you are willing and able, I invite you to write the names of pets into your history in the chat. Make it so that it's going to all attendees and panelists so we can see the parade of names. If it's just going to panelists, then everyone can't see it. I won't be able to say them all, but as you see them, let's have you hold them in your hearts. And as you type the names, send a bit of gratitude to them for what they taught us, how they loved us, and how they shaped us into the beings that we are today. Wolfgang and Pika and George and Max and Chula and Pal and Powder and Frisky and Scrappy and Mocha. And oh, I love pet names. Jasper, Shiva, Hamlet and Shiloh and Bandit and Zola and Lady and Mabel, Venus and Tommy and Rudy and Wobblebutt Xavier Palumbo and Puff, Shadow and Misty, and Cheeks and Butch and Tabby and Sophie and Daisy and DC and Hunter, Fritz. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. I don't know whose that was, but that was classic. And Bozo and Sandy and Belle and Pandora and Hermes and Cindy Sue and Bella and Maggie and Angus and Musher and Comet. It sounds like there's this reindeers and Cleo and Max and Ginger and Maggie and Rusty and Toby and Snowball and Inky and Rain and Versace and Fritz and Bonnie and Chai and Dana Beth and Oliver and Benedict and Clem and Sally, Frodo and Furry. So many pets that have shaped you all. Sally and Ribsy and Sasha and Benny and Grumio and Ruby, Pepper and Sandy and Chiquita, Gustafer, Lady, Pinky the tarantula, Sam, and Harvey. Oh, how we've loved these animals. Thank you. And they keep coming. I hope you will see these names. When we think about animals, we also need to address some of the other ways that we're in relationship with them, because it is difficult to just say we love certain animals and we can cause harm to others. We acknowledge the painful reality that some animals suffer needlessly at the hands of humans. We send our love and support to all animals who are hungry, mistreated, used for profit in unhealthy ways, or whose habitat has been stolen from them by us. We recognize that there are animals in our lives whose labor makes our own lives easier, safe, and more accessible. We give thanks for the animals who work for us, with us, who give us hair or feathers for fleece or milk or eggs. And we must recognize how many animals who die for our own sustenance and often our convenience too. May we always work to be in balance with their lives, to be aware and respectful of their contributions. We recognize that some animals are pets and some others, maybe even in the same species, are food. Some we hunt and others are farmed for us. May we never forget that some of the food we take in is related to the sentient beings that we are celebrating today. But let's turn our focus now to the pets that are around us right now, not the animals out there or the animals from our past, but the ones that are in our lives right now. Say hi, Finnegan. We give thanks for animals that have been our dearest companions, dogs and cats and hamsters and guinea pigs and parakeets and cockatiels, pet rats and hedgehogs, horses and alpacas, turtles and lizards and fish, butterflies we raise and we release. We give praise to the animals that surround us and that remind us of our connection to the natural world. I think in our lives, I think of the hummingbirds that come and visit our feeders, the elk we see when we go up into the mountains, the coyotes that we hear in the neighborhood, the rattlesnakes who cross our hiking paths, the scorpions, well, okay, maybe not the scorpions. Particularly in this time of pandemic, we give so much gratitude for the pets who have sustained us. He wants to lie down. I'm going to let him lie down. When our pets have been the snuggle we need when we are missing the humans in our lives, when they bring us laughter when things feel complex and conflicted, when they get us out to exercise when we're feeling all cooped up, when they work at home with us or interrupt our Zoom calls or give us a reason to get up and feed them right now. Animals teach us, oh, somebody just heard feed them. Animals teach us how to be in that right now. They teach us how to love even when we struggle to like. They have endured our shortcomings, and they have reaffirmed that we are lovable no matter what we do, how much we make, what kind of home we live in. We celebrate all the pets in our lives, all of them. Join me as we see the pets of our community.
He's in El Gato in San Miguel de Allende. Would love your blessing.
Okay, wasn't that awesome? Wasn't that just amazing? So special thanks to Carol Benwell and my pet handler, Karen. Thank you, Carol. That was amazing. Every time I watched it, and I got to see it a few times, my eyes just leaked. They just leaked. It was so beautiful. So this is where we actually bless our pets. I have joked that I think that this is one thing that can actually work better online than in person. There are many of our animals that would not be able to make a pet blessing. So if you will, this is part of the radically inclusive part of our vision statement. So I know our cats wouldn't have been there. Some birds might not want to be there. I'm thinking the Azel's horses wouldn't fit. So here is your challenge. I'd like you to bring your pets up to the screen for a blessing. If you can, take a picture of your pet being blessed, receiving the blessing. And we've got a post on Facebook that you can put your picture on so that we can all see our pets being blessed. So I will be, if you can bring, oh, thank you. If you can bring your pets up to the screen, I will say something. And then I would like for you to say, and really say it, we bless these animals. So bring them up to the screen, take a picture, and say with me, we bless these animals. We love the animals that are cute and cuddly, but also companions of solace and delight. We bless these animals. Thank you, Fiona. We bless the animals who have their own personalities, identities, and lives, and yet are so deeply connected to us. We bless these animals. We bless these animals, especially in this time of disconnection and separation. They are doing so much extra duty for us in these challenging times. We bless these animals. May the animals close to us remind us to live out and make real our best intentions as a part of the family of all animals. One more time. We bless these animals. Now give your pet a big squeeze. Blessed be, Ashe, and Amen.